I want to make sure this is going up. This is the only I have at the moment. Unfortunately, Facebook is not responding. So they have found a loophole. Um, yeah, they have. So now then I can't get back on Facebook. First of all, they said it was because of that I was locked out because they locked me out in this week's massive hack in which they hacked Zuckerman too, Mark. Well, that's the Illuminati that kidnapped me, his grandfather, and the whole mess is that's his grandfather, Rockefeller. He is part of the Illuminati. I'm turning my stuff over to Facebook, hoping it'll get out to the public and something can be done. And thank God for some people. But they found the loophole to get around it. Facebook not responding. They're, I don't know what, well, they got me shut out. I got back on the other day. It was heck getting back on. Finally got back on, and then it started going, and it was messed up. The whole my Facebook, a couple of accounts that I know of were like, I don't know how you describe it, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it up here as long as I can. If I'm taken off of Google, you know what I mean, YouTube, you know what happened to me. And I'm sure they'd come up with a good explanation after all these years. It wouldn't work though. But then I don't have any power. I'm powerless. That's the whole problem here. And I might be waking some people up this morning, and I feel like I just do. I hate to keep saying it. My immune system's so low because of some. I can't take chemicals. Let me put it that way. Toxic fumes. Anyway, I guess I'll get off. It's early in the morning, and I tried to get on Facebook, and I'm just knocked out. I tried all yesterday afternoon. Supposedly I was put back up, and then the thing is that this massive hacking is that they've had. That gives a good reason to lock your account down and do whatever they do, and then come back and they lock mine down at specific times though. Shut me out now is a better word, but I can't get back in, so I'm locked out. So they're using there was something came up for me to look at yesterday. The minute I tried to look, it stopped. My whole phone, by the way, went out for a while, but it was on that when I tried to view that. And let me correct myself. When I got it to work, I never got to see what I was supposed to be looking at that triggered it to go out. Now then, I go over to my timeline to where I put horses and hounds. It's Elizabeth's 12, 15 favorite horses. Number one horse is named Peggy, of all things. Back before my father was forced to abdicate, before I was born, a few years before. My, how they've smeared him. I mean, they've thrown everything at him, the book at him, when none of it's true. A decent man. Took his child. He loved his country, his wife, my mom. They were still together October the 20th of 86 and alive. The double married Wallace. George, the illegal six, was appointed by the well, they might as well say that. They've taken it over. The Illuminati, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergers control your bank, etc. Elizabeth's mum was Rothschild. Now, where did I get to? Got back to the hounds and horses, and that was her favorite horse named Peggy, and her dad gave it to her on her 4th birthday. So this is just prior to my dad forced leaving the office by character assassination, which was total lies. Man, they've done a bang-up job. So help me if it ever starts to unravel. And what they've done to me and my sons just because we're heirs. I can't say enough. Now they've shut me down on Facebook, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg. My name's been slaughtered, my father's name slaughtered, my children slaughtered, and my country. And by the way, to make it look good, I'm not going to say this whole thing, but what am I telling you here? Listen to the text of what I've been telling. And by the way, Monday night, this is Wednesday, the HBO carried Elizabeth illegal Elizabeth, a war traitor, war criminal that stole it and knows my father didn't marry Wallace. He knows they helped kidnap me, all this. Anyway, it's HBO, and it's got her Queen of the World. And it went on, you have to watch it. It's a fairy tale almost. And anyway, I didn't watch it all. I couldn't. I think I would have just about thrown up all over the place. Excuse me. The woman is, she's pulled off the biggest heist there is. And the problem is a lot of people love her, and they would hate me. They don't, I mean, a lot of people look at my rags and what I've been through. So, you're the legal monarch. Where's your crown? Well, she's got it, along with all the other. And then somebody told me, well, I must hate because, well, hate, how do you describe what I feel about some people who have worked me over in ways you can't believe, and my children? Hate's putting it mildly. I just want them to live in hell and pay for the crime. So you can call that hate or whatever you want to. I better get off here. I'm going to wake some people up at 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning. And anyway, the fact is they've shut my phone down, and I can't get it back. It's just not responding, and it was when I touched specific things, subjects on Facebook, like the hounding horses about Elizabeth and naming the horse her favorite one, Peggy of all times. And here they kidnap me. Her father helps take down his own brother with lies, kidnap his niece, who's the monarch, because of papers drawn up by my father to ensure that had he had an heir, if he had an heir would inherit, and that he was coming back. He never meant to leave. So this is just prior to then. How ironic that they put me over here in Moulton, Alabama, with that family where the twins, and the twins were killed. They were born out of wedlock. And Peggy and Carl, that's the twins, she was killed just a week or 2 weeks before they dropped me off here. So they had this plan, my kidnapping and all that. By the way, if you don't believe it, one day this is told. Why not believe it? It happened. I remember Matthew Dempsey, their only son, and he'd gone off and made a career of the service. And he was one of the decent ones of the whole family. I remember him storming in when I was little. I was about 6 years old, I guess, give or take. And him screaming in, and it was dark, and they were in the kitchen. Lina Dempsey, mother of the twins, that she helped do all this to me. They gave me Peggy's name, okay, and Peggy is a nickname for Margaret, so it gets into weird. And he's storming in there to his mother and Lina, his sister. But you fed her to the pigs, but you fed her to the pigs. And he was just screaming and irate. Well, they fed her to the pigs, the real Peggy.